name's Paul Harris, and we're here for part 3 of a tutorial on a lighting design program called Lighting. I don't own it, but if you do happen to have a copy, this may help you to get more use out of the program. As I always say, this is a program to produce lighting paperwork. Knowing this program does not qualify you for light hanging, electrical work, or working at heights. Please consult the local regulations in your area to find out what kind of training you need to safely and legally do this work. So now let's get down to business on part 3 of the lighting tutorial.
The first thing we're going to do is open the program. Open the program folder, double click on the light symbol, and then OK, and you're in. Enlarge it to full screen. Get rid of the hints pop-up using the view menu. If you did part 2 of this tutorial, you've saved a very simple lighting design called the Light Show. We're going to open that file. Drop down the File menu and click on Open. Find your show folder with the file The Light Show LDF and double-click on it. It will open in the program. You may want to enlarge the view so you see it better. The main thing that people want to do is print a copy of the lighting plot, because the lighting plot is your key document. You will see in the drop-down File menu, there's an item called Export to File. This will export your document, but only to the format of WMF, Windows Metafile, which only opens in Microsoft Paint and isn't super useful. I recommend that you instead go to Print. From there, you can send the document to your printer in a normal way, or create a PDF. That's the best way to share the document if you need to. If you have any current version of Windows, you'll have the option to print to PDF. If for some reason you don't, there are many shareware programs you can get that for free will allow you to print to a PDF. When you export to PDF, you'll be given the chance to name the file. And I would recommend you name it for the show and the version of the design. You don't want to call up an earlier version of the design by mistake later on. When you print your file, you'll see that the plan properties, things like the name of the show and the designer, will automatically be added to the drawing. You don't have to do anything to make this happen. This information won't appear on the lighting plot, but it will be on the printed copy. This is the document you will use most, but this program allows a lot of other paperwork to be printed automatically and will save you a lot of time making spreadsheets if you use the capacity it has. So let's go to the Reports menu and pull it down. The first thing you'll see is the lantern index. Let's have a look. And here it is, a complete equipment list of the lights, what kind of lights they are, what gels they'll be using, any accessories they may be using, and, if you already know this information, what channel they'll be patched to on your lighting console. You can print this or save to PDF the normal way with this document, and it's a great place to double check to make sure you actually have all the lights, gels, and gel holders you need before you get on site. You'll also want this for reference when you hang the lights. The next report is a very simple equipment list of the total number of fixtures that you'll need. As far as I know, a sort key was never added, so ignore the break on change or sort key box at the top. The next tab, the gel list, is just what you'd expect. If you can, you want to have all your gels pre-cut before you show up for the lighting hang, and this will give you an idea of what you need. As we pointed out in our previous lesson, OW stands for open white, meaning that light has no gel. Next is the gobo list. All the gobos you have specified in the plot, grouped by type. And finally is the focus report. This is one of the most important documents you will print. If you made up the plot correctly and filled in where all the lights used are pointed, they will show up on this report. This one page will tell you which light on the design you're dealing with, whether it needs a gel or a gobo, which pipe it's located on, and what part of the stage it's intended to cover. The head of the light hang crew will be deeply grateful if you show up with this and a copy of the lighting plot for their use, and it will make all their work go much faster. Next, we want to have a look at the tool menu. While this program has a lot of the common items you will already use, the industry is constantly creating new products. For example, Rosco added a whole new family of gels just a few years ago. If you want these to be available in the drop-down for your design, you'll have to add them, but the process is easy. So let's go to Tools and start by clicking on Gel Library Management. I would recommend you ignore the boxes Append File and Import. This was for bringing in code, and unless you want to write code, these are not the boxes you are looking for. Instead, double-click on the Add button. You simply want to click on Add, and you'll get a box to fill in. Let's add a brand new color correction gel from Rosco. Fill in the maker, Rosco, the gel number, 3308, and the description, -green. Click on OK. If you return to the previous box, you should see the gel is now added to the library for your future use. Now we're moving on to adding lights. We're actually going to go down 2 tabs to Family Library Management. This is where we find the general family that you want to put new fixtures in. You may be using a light that fits into a category that's already there, like Profile or Parcan. But if you're adding a completely new light that you've never used before, you will need to give it a family to join before you add the light to the library. If this is a new type of light, you want a distinctive shape to appear on your plot so it can be identified. Let's imagine we're going to add an Orcan 2 to the fixture library. The light is in the family of LED PARs, but we've never used that family before. So before we try to add that specific light, we'll create a family for it. Click on Add, and a box will appear. You can now type in the family, LED PAR. When you click on OK, you'll see something very cool appear, a place to create a unique shape for your new family of lights. You may not want to make the drawing complex, but you may remember from lesson 1, we can add and remove points on the drawing, give it as many angles as we want. Let's keep this simple. Pull in the top. This one's pretty big, so maybe we should make it a little smaller. If you need to see it better as you draw it, you can zoom in. Once you have your shape, you can click OK and then OK on the box you return to. You have now added a new family to the library. Now we can go back to the Lantern Library Management tab, and we're going to add our ORCAN 2. Click on Add. You can type in the name of the light, in this case, an ORCAN 2. Click on OK, and a page comes up to enter the rest of the information. Here, you can choose the family we've just created. You can put in information like how many watts of power it uses, 20. How much it weighs, 5 kilograms. What size gobo and gel it uses, so you don't have to fill in those tabs, and we won't. And then click OK. Now on the screen that appears, also click OK to confirm your work. You have now added that light to your library. So let's go back to our plot and see what happens when we look for it. We add a generic fixture by clicking on the lower toolbar light, place it in the drawing, and double-click on it to get its properties. From our list of lights we can choose, we should find the ORCAN 2. We choose that and click OK, and the drawing we made now appears, telling us that this is an ORCAN on the plot. Under Tools, we are down to the last two tabs. First, we find lanterns. This is most useful if you want to change, move, or edit a light on a complex drawing, but it works on simple ones too. Let's say you want to re-aim a light that is captioned light number 1. Put in the caption and then choose number 1 in the last box. Light number 1 will now be highlighted on the plan. This will also allow you to find all the lights that are the same gel color, all the LEDs in the plot, that sort of thing. Last but not least, you can use the Edit Selected Lanterns tab to quickly change the properties of a number of lights. We have only one selected now, but imagine if you had 20 fixtures and you decided to change the gels in them all to Rosco 02. Pull down the menu and pick Gel Color, and then go to the box on the right and choose Rosco 2. Click OK. The properties of all those lights on the plot that are selected have now been changed to your new gel color. Go to the View menu and click Gels on and off to refresh your colors. If you find the colors don't refresh, save the program, close, and reopen. As you can see, this is a small glitch in the program, but it's now corrected, and the gel color is the right one. The same thing can be done for other properties of the fixtures. You don't have to use the Find Lanterns function to create a group of lights. You can do that by holding down the Control key and left-clicking on each light that you want to add to the group. Clicking once on the plot will remove that group. So there we are. We've been through every function of this powerful little program. I'm sure that if you work with it, you will find things I've never discovered, shortcuts that make your work easier, but without spending thousands of dollars, you'll have the ability to create thorough, clear paperwork that in the end will save you time and trouble when you create your designs for the theater. Thank you for watching.